I'm Nicole King, and this is Marbella Now.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
It's a pleasure and an honour to welcome Ali Meehan back to the studio. She is the founder and president of Costa Women, which is a fabulous association, group of ladies that have just moved to the coast, have moved over to the coast years ago, or are thinking of coming to Spain in general and just want to touch base with other people who know how they feel and give them guidance, support and friendship. The 8th annual business conference is coming up, and Ali, congratulations. I'm just so happy for you to see the association grow in leaps and bounds. I mean, it's just each year thousands more joining in. So first of all, congratulations.
Thanks very much, Nicole. It's really exciting to see how it does grow and develop, and we've done quite a lot of new things this year which have been really exciting too, so look forward to sharing those with you.
The years over COVID have been challenging for everybody. You'd already started doing a lot of things online, but during COVID you took to line completely, even for the annual conference. It works surprisingly well, and I think you've embraced the technology to have actually grown substantially in the offer of Costa Women through Zoom and different YouTube and what have you.
Yeah, no, it's been really important because for women to feel more connected with their local community, whether they can see them physically or they can't see them, we thought it was really important to put a lot of events online. So we did 230 online events during that particular year. And we still carried on doing a lot of online events. So we've got some new types of events that we do now every month. For instance, Meet Costa Women. So for women that have just joined the community, so they can understand how the community works and they can connect with some of the local hosts and find other women living in their area. That one's been really popular. So there's lots of different things that we've been doing, but I think women now want to get back to meeting locally in person as well. So we've gone back to doing local events now too.
The nice thing is you have lots of different groups and people who help. So all along the coast you've got Marbella East, Marbella West, Marbella Central, and then you've got the Elveria and this and that. It's very nice to see how people are willing not to compete with you, but collaborate with you. That in itself is quite an achievement anywhere. That's
my theme, if you like, that I really love collaboration. I don't do competition. I don't think we need to compete. I think we're different and unique enough ourselves to not really need to compete with each other. So that's been the whole premise behind it, really, yeah.
Coming up to the 8th annual conference, you have fabulous speakers and you share tips and contacts. I think contacts is possibly the most valuable commodity in our coast when you want to do something, whether it's for charity, business, social events. It's knowing who's who knows you. But in this conference you give so many tips and so many angles that is more than, I don't want to say just online, because online has its presence and its value undeniably now. What can we expect from the conference this year?
The theme this year is Make It Happen by Being You, because I think it's really important that we do embrace that uniqueness that we all have, whether, even if somebody's doing exactly the same business as you, you both do it in a very different way because you bring yourself to that business. So that's the theme for this year. We've got 9 fantastic speakers this year covering mainly the topics that women are struggling with within their businesses at the moment. And things like videography, how popular that is. We have to embrace that even if we don't like being on camera. I'm an introvert, so I don't like being on camera. So things that you really do need to do for your business. We've got people talking about e-commerce. Sonia Ingriselli, who lives on the coast, she's talking about e-commerce and the importance of e-commerce. So all different sorts of topics we're covering. How Anka Herman's talking about the tech monster that we all have. She's actually got a soft toy called Techie the Tech Monster. So she's going to be talking and bringing Techie with her and helping us really not be scared from technology, because we have to use it, so it's learning to love it.
The topics are all very relative to anyone, not just in business, but even if you're looking to create social connections, and with charities particularly, they have to be run like a business. If you want to get your word out there, it's the same thing as the content. Video content now seems to be a must if you want to be on certain sections of the social media, handling the social media. Costa Women is very much there, not just at the conference, but all the way along for people who want to either broaden their social horizons or start a new business or get help developing a business that's existing. I think a lot of people get caught up sometimes with 147 nationalities, and if you come to Marbella, it's just going to be successful because people have money. Do you see frequently that people are quite surprised actually what it takes to create a network?
I think that, and also how much it costs to have a business in Spain. When women first move over here, they don't really think about the differences from their own country to what it's like here, and it is expensive here, and it is difficult. It's much more complicated than it is in other countries. For instance, in the United Kingdom, you can start a business and be earning, I think, about 84,000 euros without having to pay VAT. So it's a completely different way of doing business. It's not wrong, it just is. That's what I always say to people, but do research, because that's really important and crucial. And also marketing, you know, who are you marketing to? Are you marketing to the foreign community, or are you marketing to the Spanish community, or a bit of both? Because they will take different ways of marketing whatever it is that you're offering. They both look at them different ways. So there are things that you really need to take into account.
Costa Women now has a lot of different nationalities signed up. It's not by any means English, as English language is a common communication, but it's not an English community. What have you noticed, Sally, that most surprises you of the differences? Because although we're all women, we have completely different outlooks, in my opinion, the Swedish, the French, the Belgians, the Americans, Canadians, Spanish, English.
It is embracing those different cultures, and we've recently had a lot of Ukrainians join us, which is fantastic. So there's some Ukrainian women coming to the conference, and they'll bring their uniqueness with them as well. So there are lots of different ways of looking at life, ways of doing business, ways of marketing. When we did, a long time ago now, we did a raffle, and I think it was the Swedish community, they don't do raffles. So for them it was really difficult to explain what a raffle was, because they'd never heard of a raffle or a reefer in Spanish. So things like that, you know, you always have to stay open to maybe what you're communicating doesn't actually translate into other languages.
Yeah, I remember like 8-9 years ago, and Lisa Marie Robinson was doing a charity event with Costa Women for Bancasol. And it was just hysterical seeing the people from Bancasol, Marbella, San Pedro, seeing these half-naked young men skating around, selling raffle tickets, and all the entertainers that were coming, because charity in Spain is traditionally very serious, and it's very much a sit-down, a very much a boring event. So to see the style of charity event, I think, is quite eye-opening. But that's what's so nice of living in a city like Marbella on the Costa del Sol.
Yeah, and then, you know, you can, within reason, anything does go. So you can bring your different cultures, your different ways of doing things to the community. It doesn't have to be the same old staid way that people have always done it in the past. You can start creating new stuff, which is great. For this conference, we're actually supporting collective calling, which I know you know very well. And we're asking women to bring along pre-loved items of clothing as well, so that they can then take those back to their shops and put them in the shops, as well as raising money for them. So really looking forward to supporting what Gemma and her husband are doing with collective calling, because I think that's phenomenal what they've done.
It's lovely to see people in the community really going out of their way to help others. If you want to help others, but you also want to help yourself, this 8th annual business conference of Costa Women is definitely a must if you're a woman. Unfortunately, not wishing to be discriminatory. I believe there are still a few places left. Can you explain how to sign up, register, get more information, and then also a little bit of the scheduling of the day? What can they expect?
Yeah, sure. So it's on the 12th of May, It's Andalusia Lab in Marbella. It starts at 9:30 and we'll finish at about 4 o'clock. We've got a lunch included in with the day, and you've got 9 different speakers covering all sorts of different topics. And also Andalusia Lab are running, and 2 weeks later, a morning of workshops which get included in with your ticket price. So it's really good value. It's $39.95 for the day, and these workshops get included in the price for free as well. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot, as Nicole said, there's a lot of networking goes on, but it's more about being seen and sharing your businesses and telling your story and finding new connections. I think that's really important, as well as learning some new skills and maybe reminding yourself about skills that you've already got that you've actually forgotten you've got.
Exactly. I think also sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And it's only when you hear people talk about different things that it can then spark our interest, and hopefully we learn something for the areas that are of interest. It's amazing to see that already it's 8 years. It shows you when a good thing gets going, the event's grown substantially, which is lovely, as has Costa Women. Things coming up also. To join Costa Women is completely free, and there are so many things. Just the website itself is a mine of information. There is so many aspects where it's classifieds, jobs, sharing events, tips, blogs. Give us a rundown how it's grown, because you've just changed the website.
Yeah, I've just changed the website. So we've now got a new platform, and it's got an app with it, which works a lot better. So women have got the app on their phone, and they can just get notifications on their phone. So that makes it a lot easier. We've got 38 different locations where Costa Women meet, so they've all got what's called circles rather than groups, and they join the circle for their area, and then they can connect with other women. But it does also, the website actually now tells you who lives in your area. So part of the website, you can just go there, and providing you've put in where you live, because some people when they fill out the question haven't, but if you put where you live, then you'll find other women that live in your area too. And the conference link, which I should have said earlier, is on the website costawomen.com, and if you just go under events, there's a next tab down that says conference, so you'll be able to find the conference there, or on Facebook, just find us under our events on Facebook too.
So wonderful having the app as well now. As you say, if you want to go for coffee or you're feeling at a loose end, you can actually take a look and see who's in my area and give them a call, which is a nice safe way. It's like a safe space to make friends.
Absolutely, yeah. And for women to feel, we've got a group on there for women that have recently or have lost a partner at some point. So that's a group that are starting to connect now. So there's lots of different ways that you can find friendship and share your businesses too.
Wonderful. Just a quick last question. Can people show up at the day at the Costa Women conference?
We're catering, so unfortunately it's not possible just to show up on the day, but the tickets are on sale until next Monday the 9th of May, so providing you book by then you'll be in for the conference and for the workshops too.
Wonderful. Well, Ali, congratulations.
Thank you, Nicole.
Really wonderful. There you have it. The 8th Annual Business Conference of Costa Women, taking place on Thursday, the 12th of May from 9:30 in the morning. Lunch is included. Goes through to 4 in the afternoon, and you can get your tickets for the event and sign up at costawomen.com. Don't go away, because I will be back in just a moment.
John's car is still being repaired, so he's delighted that Judy has come to pick him up. However, after a very heavy business trip, he's less than enthusiastic when her car breaks down.
I ain't sure with Linear Director.
She tells John.
So please do relax. I've got this.
And she had. The taxi was there in no time. Her car safely towed for repairs, and a courtesy car readily available. Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 to see how they can better your life too.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign, and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
GWine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? GY.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
CIT Marbella is a fabulous business networking association, and for many years now I've had the pleasure of welcoming the members of CIT Marbella first to radio and now also to television. They've got like 500 different companies covering 80 different professions, and they all support each other and they look to help each other to make Marbella better as a city in general. One of those fabulous members of CIT Marbella is Barbara, who's become a dear friend, and she's from Marbella Translators, a profession that I think is undervalued and underestimated, and it is one of probably the most important thing when presenting your business, is doing so, if you're doing so in a foreign language, doing so correctly. It is your calling card. Everything rests on it. Barbara, lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you too, Nicole. Thank you for having me here.
It's an absolute pleasure. I know that years ago when I lived in Marbella in the 80s and I did translations for the law firm I work for, when I think back, how ridiculous, not even knowing the word conveyancing, I did buying and selling contracts. And then in Marifesa, years ago, being given, because I'm English, to put into English the instruction for the pressure cooker. I mean, that's serious stuff. And yet nowadays I appreciate that you need a special translator for each specific business. It's not the same as translating a recipe book or a travel novel or an air conditioning unit. Completely different. So
Exactly. We're very proud to be established in Marbella already since, 12 years, more or less. We offer 25 languages just in one office. Makes a big difference if you want to make some to sell your products abroad. It's important to have your web page translated into different languages so that you can expand your business. The advantage of contracting an translation agency is that we select the best translator for you. That means, of course, we're all native in the language we translate into, licensed, and we also look for the special person that has the knowledge about technology, of course, legal translations, gastronomy, medical translations. We also work for many hospitals in Marbella. So the field is so wide that it's very important to select the person who is really a specialist in what you do and what you want to sell. The connection with the client is also very important to talk to the client and to know how he wants to present his product, how he wants to sell his services, and for example, if you do the translation for a restaurant, for example, of a menu, many times we have to come back to the cook sometimes and ask for pictures or the exact recipe to know how this dish is made. So it's really very interesting, and we love what we do, really.
No, as you're saying, also it's those nuances, in the sense you can have whether it's a restaurant or a medical team, if you want to give a certain impression of a certain seriousness, or you want to give a touch of humour, the way that one translates, it's very important to actually understand what the client's looking for. Even for me, if it's in a supermarket and you've got the next customer please, for me, even 3 words, a menu needs to be professionally translated, because if you make a silly mistake, that is the reputation. They're like, oh, that's what people will talk about. Look at this expensive restaurant and they can't even spell seafood or whatever.
Exactly. We have many funny jokes about bad translation, and the image you give with a bad translation is really horrible. So
I remember going into a bar and they had the pitufos, which are little tiny bread rolls, small sandwiches, bocadillos that you can get in Spain. But the pitufo was also the word for Smurf. So we have the blue Smurfs, and in this bar it had, you can have Smurfs. And it was like, yeah, not exactly the same thing. So it is kind of comical.
Someone said that, well, it was Günter Grass who said that translation is that what you make so that the essence of the sentence doesn't change. I mean, you make many changes so that the essence of this sentence does not change.
Exactly.
It's really very interesting and very related with literature and culture and well.
I remember my daughter reading the Twilight saga, and she read it all in Spanish, and she thought it was fabulous. And then she never read really in English growing up in Madrid, but she wanted to read it again, and so she decided to read it in English. And at such a young age, for her to say to me afterwards, "Mummy, it's much better in English," and she thought it couldn't be better than the Spanish.
Yeah.
But understanding both languages equally, she then appreciated that they hadn't quite got everything in the Spanish translated from the English, and that's at such high levels. It really is a speciality.
Really, and it's very difficult because you have to know the culture, you have to know exactly what the author wants to explain, and to understand the whole world of this book or of this novel. And really, it's not something anyone who speaks a language, even if it's a mother language, can do. And this is something we have to keep on struggling, because not because you speak another language you automatically are a translator.
That's one of the biggest things I'm telling people is, I'm English. I studied English literature and language. I majored in it, but I'm not a translator. And it's a big responsibility to hold somebody's translation and their business on our interpretation. So as you know, I'm one of your biggest fans. I cannot recommend highly enough for people to get professional translation. How did you get involved, Barbara, in the world of translation? What was the attraction for you to do this as a business?
Well, my mom was a translator. When translators translated at home with their machine, so I studied translation too. And I started for a very important insurance company in Spain, in Madrid, working as a translator. And many years after, I moved to southern Spain and to Marbella. And after I had my daughter, I decided to start again with my job, with what I love to do. And then I discovered that there were no translation agencies in Marbella, just in Madrid and Barcelona. So, well, I decided to start working as a translation agency with all my colleagues I had known for years. I have a very big and established team of professional translators who work with me. And
a marvellous track record. Also, you have a very impressive client list.
Yes.
And I think that also says a lot, particularly when you're a local company that's been around for well over a decade locally, and you have the big names like the Puente Romanos and this companies that know that even if you're translating a menu, I might know how to say lobster bisque, you might know how to, do it professionally. Always do
Yeah.
it professionally. Each aspect to be done by the professionals.
We are very proud to be rated at Google by our clients with a 4.8 over 5 with 43 comments. That is really something to be proud of. And yes, we work for El Corte Inglés, for Puente Romano, Nobu, Barceló Hotels, many law firms, because sworn translations are something that we do a lot too. So many important law firms like Triai and Cuatro Casas. We work also as interpreters, because we also do interpretation and translation.
I was going to
booth.
ask whether you also offer
Yeah.
interpretation.
And we do many community meetings, and also the meetings from the golf clubs like Valderrama and Guadalmina. They do twice a year general meetings with their members, and we help them also. So
That's interesting. I've actually heard quite a few people who were foreign, living in Dutch, English, living in predominantly Spanish communities, and them never understanding anything of the meetings. And they should invest in getting an interpreter.
yeah, we actually work every year since many years already for El Rosario, which is a big community of owners, and I think most of them are foreign, and they rent this booth, and we always hire the same interpreter for them. And
So I would never have thought of that application. I think interpreters, trade fairs, exhibits, different events, law,
Yeah.
moments of legal things, but I hadn't actually thought, oh, just for the Comunidad de Propietarios,
Yes,
just for
of course.
those
And
kind of meetings as well.
if there's, well, in the case of El Rosario, it's the community who contracts it, because there are many owners who are foreign. But if you're the only one and you need help with languages, you can also have an interpreter that comes with you.
So it's not overly expensive to have a couple of hours, for example?
No, it's not so expensive. No, it's, yeah. It's,
So, all the times we've chatted, and now another one came in. That's why it's good to get together to catch
Exactly.
up.
And also, if you have some problems and you have to go to court to defend you, we have many interpreters in Marbella that have to go to the court. Germans, French, British, and they need an official translator to help them.
Well, you're helping a lot of people, and it's lovely to see that you're doing so well and that you still enjoy it so much. Barbara, thank you so much. Marbella Translators, for all your translation needs, whether it's a huge project, because they have the translators and the team to do the checking and everything you need to make sure that you have that professional approach to business that you really want. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias
I look
a
forward
ti.
to the next time. Don't go away, because we'll be back in just a moment.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Tearing us apart. Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart. We can change it.
Zero Hero, welcome to Portofino, Cabo Pino.
Worth your time.
Hi guys, Casa2 is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
We are at
Regular viewers and readers of the Euroweekly News will be familiar with our Zero Hero community incentive. The idea is to create road safety awareness, but with a positive twist. And the way we're doing this is rewarding the designated drivers. There are loads of bars, restaurants, hotels and clubs along the Costa del Sol that already welcome Zero Hero designated drivers and giving them free soft drinks. It's really fun to see how the community is embracing this, because obviously we like to go out and have a good time, but we do need to remember that basically driving a car when we're drunk is like walking around with a loaded gun, and you never know when it could go off. It's not worth taking the risk. So it's really nice to know that if you're the designated driver, you don't have to just suffer those drunkards. You can get a free soft drink, and you might as well choose a Zero Hero place over somewhere else. Why not? Why pay if you don't have to? From zerohero.es, you can go to the ever-increasing list of participating businesses. And right now, I'm going to play for you a video that my intern, Davien, prepared, showing you how to use the disposable breathalyzers. Now, a lot of people want to check that they're not over the limit, and some people like just to see how drunk they are. Doesn't matter how you use it, it still leaves a good visual to see the effect that alcohol has on us, keeping in mind that the permitted levels in Spain are much lower than in the UK, for example. Anyway, take it away, Davien, with a great video, and check out those Zero Hero partner venues, because, as I said, why pay if you don't have to?
Hola everyone, today I'm going to explain how to use the breathalyzer. You open a box, it comes like this. So what you need to do is take the tube, you have a red side and a white side, and you have to break off the two ends, so this piece and this piece. Then you have to pour the white crystals inside into a bin. So on both sides you can see the white crystals, you have to pour those into a bin. If you broke off the two plastic ends and pour the white crystals into a bin, it should look like this. Then you take the white bag and you have to blow it in one breath until it's fully inflated.
Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart.
And then you have to insert the white end into the bag and the red end is empty. You squeeze the bag until it's empty with the red end facing away from you. And last but not least, you have to wait 2 minutes to review the results. As you can see, it's still yellow, and on the tube you have red lines, 2 red lines. If any green passes one of the red lines, you are above the limit. If it stays yellow, you are below the 0.3%. If it turns green and it reaches the first red line, you are above 0.3% and below 0.5%. If it turns green and it reaches the second red line, you are above the 0.5%. If any of the crystals turn green or you don't feel 100%, please don't drive. On this paper you can see what the results mean. If you want one of these breathalyzers, you can go to a Zero Hero venue. The list of our Zero Hero partners is on our website zerohero.es. Don't drink and drive, and be safe. Hasta luego.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
McNulty's is proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
I'm delighted to welcome to the studio Elise. She is the new president of the Marbella Animal Rescue Centre, AAA. The last time we caught up with one another was at the Marbella Exhibition Centre. They made a great charity event, started the first of many dog fairs for our lovely city. But as always, AAA is going through adversities, unexpected adversities, so I thought it would be a great opportunity for us to catch up, see what's going on, and of course see how we can help. How lovely to see you again, Elise.
And you, Nicole, thanks for having us on.
Wonderful. Who's our little friend here?
Today we've got Donnie. Adonis is his name. Adonis came to us last week. He was abandoned by the family that had him because he'd had a very difficult start. So
I thought he was yours personally.
No,
I didn't realise that this little Adonis is for rescue.
Well, he came to us last week. He's currently at home with me in foster. because he's been through a lot of trauma, and he doesn't trust many people. He's not had the best start in life, unfortunately, like so many of our dogs.
It's hard to think that an animal as cute as that, as small as that everybody wants these little like pocketbook animals, that this could be the case. Why would they not want him? Just because the medical bills and...
For his, I mean, I can't discuss his case specifically, but it could be for many reasons that they're abandoned, their circumstances change, or, I mean, in his case, he wasn't getting on with another member of the family. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, he's been bitten.
He's, yeah.
He was a snack. They tried to make him a snack.
He's had some terrible times with other dogs in the family, and so unfortunately a decision had to be made, and he's come to us. But we think he has a new owner now. We're keeping our paws crossed, aren't we?
It's hard to believe that they wouldn't. I think everybody here at the studio is already me.
Everybody wants him.
How have you settled into your role as the president of AAA? I mean, you walked into some big shoes.
Huge shoes. It's been challenging. It continues to be challenging. Every day something new. One never knows what to expect. But having said that, I always love to see the positive, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. Every day brings something different, and we've got a fantastic team. As you know, most of them, Nicole, they're brilliant. They give so much time and energy to the shelter, and we couldn't manage without our formidable team of volunteers, our staff, our members, our friends, all the people who go out and raise money for us on the markets on Saturday. I never ever think they get enough recognition. Week after week they'll go and stand in the market, and they garner a lot of new support. So yeah.
It's amazing how many people it takes, doesn't it, to run a charity?
Oh, it's huge, phenomenal. AAA is something very special, and as you know, we've been going nearly 30 years now. So we have a long-standing history and association with Marbella. It's very, very special.
There's a wonderful support from the town hall, and even since I've been doing the television and radio, I've seen an ever-increasing involvement with the town hall in funds and now with installations. In the essence, you're all in a temporary location, and although the end goal is wonderful, the interim must be quite something else.
To be completely honest, Nicole, the interim is an absolute nightmare. Yes, the Ayuntamiento have always been very supportive, and they continue to give us our 13% per year, which is wonderful, but it's not enough. Hence, we raise so much funds through our volunteers. We desperately need more membership, more people to donate, because it costs us $50,000 a month to run. It's a phenomenal amount of money. We have over 500 animals. They all need medical care, shelter, and you know, we simply can't manage at the moment. It's very, very tricky, and unfortunately at our provisional site we simply don't have room. We just don't have room. We didn't have room at our old site, hence we're refurbishing. But at the provisional site we were supposed to have a green building for the dogs and a large white tent for the cats. We've actually, in reality, taken over the whole compound around the recycling unit, and every spare space we've got a new kennel with a dog or a cat, or you know, some medical equipment. We're utilising every square foot that we can. It's very, very difficult.
There seems to be obviously no end to the amount of animals that arrive at the shelter. So it's not like we can stop it and just house the ones that are there. It's this never-ending circle of animals arriving. How can we help? Obviously, taking animals on, either taking them on full-time, fostering, what are our easiest options?
Well, adoptions, great. We also have a very good virtual adoptions programme, where if you cannot physically have a dog in your home or a cat, you can virtually adopt one, which is lovely, because some people want to adopt but they're allergic or their circumstances won't allow it. So they can virtually adopt, which is lovely. We can send regular updates about the animal, and they can come and visit, and so on and so forth. So that's one thing they can do. We desperately need donations of things like towels, sheets, blankets, because up until this last week we've had no washing facilities. Despite having 3 or 4 washers and dryers, that have been kindly donated. We didn't have sufficient electricity and water because that kept cutting out, so it's another challenge we had to get over. So we got through a lot of towels and sheets, so if anybody has spare or they're throwing them out, please do think of us at AAA. We can make use of that. Volunteering. We've got a very good volunteer programme, and I'm very happy that recently we've had a lot of new volunteers that have come along, and they've really enjoyed it and come
What kind of
back.
activities do the volunteers do? Just walking the dogs or other things as well?
There's so much they can do. Walking is one thing, obviously the main thing, especially on a Saturday, because unfortunately not all of our dogs get to go out every day. Some of them have to wait a whole week for their next walk. And this is because they are in a group kennel and you can't take them out one at a time. We don't have enough people, so they have to go out kennel by kennel in order not to fight and so on. So it's very well run, but on a Saturday we would value groups of volunteers to come forward. Also during the week, walking, cleaning, helping out generally at the shelter, helping at the market, helping with fundraisers. There's always something to do at AAA, always. I always say, don't turn anyone away. There's always something to do, even just sorting out the various boxes we still have to unpack since we made the move. You name it, there's something to do.
And also on your own bat, you can organise an event to raise funds. It's your birthday, you can ask for funds, or you can do a party and ask, you know, or do an event in order to help raise funds. You've got a lot of things going on at the moment, which is heartwarming to see.
One of the best things we're really happy about is the annual dog walk is back. Obviously there was a slight pause because of COVID.
Pause?
But a pause, yes, a pause. Lily, as you know, is organising the dog walk, and I'm sure it'll be a great success. So if anybody would like to join, it's the 15th of May. Walking along the Paseo, there's breakfast at Manuka. There's a lovely goodie bag, T-shirts and so on, and lots of people will be along with their dogs. If you don't have a dog, I think actually all of the AAA dogs are reserved, but we do have some spare. But even if you just want to keep fit and join us on the walk, please do. It's a great opportunity to get to know the AAA team and raise a bit of money.
And also there's a lot of love stories that have originated from AAA. If you're an animal lover and you go along, you are very likely to meet lots of good friends, but also who knows, when you're all there doing the things that you love, you get to, it's a very good social moment as well for everybody, apart from helping the animals.
Oh, absolutely. They're a lovely team of people. You can make friends for life at AAA. We've got some great people. And also what's lovely, Nicole, is, you know, it's not just the Spanish or the English. We've got the Dutch, we've got the German, the Irish. It's one big family at AAA, and great fun. All sorts of people from all walks of life. So, you know, it'd be lovely to meet some new people. And we've also got a lunch next Tuesday. I think there's a few tickets left for La Sala lunch. One of our lovely coordinators has organised it to celebrate our 30 years. So
it's quite an achievement. Spain and its attitude towards animals changed immensely in that time, and I know the Costa del Sol largely helped by the AAA and Jan and everyone who's been doing this for so many years. It's like a thankless task, really, because it's never, you never get to the end. It's always, there's always more to do, always more money needed.
I think 30 years, I mean, it's such an achievement, and I do think it's worth a big celebration. We're also going to have a 30-year anniversary book, and there'll be stories from Jan and from Bettina and Anna Henderson, those who've been on the scene a long time, talking about their journey with AAA, how it started, you know, the bumps along the way, and then up until where we are today.
Well, I think it's a lovely idea to do a commemorative album. I think a lot of us would appreciate having that, because those are the people that really have established our community, along with the Prince of Alfonso Holonois and this one and that one. These are the people that have made Marbella what it is. And to have all those animals that are stray on our streets, can you imagine all those animals pooping 3 times a day by our restaurants, in the sense of a lot of the reason Marbella is as chic as it is because there are no stray animals running around. They're at the AAA Animal Rescue Centre. It's one of the very few in Spain that is not a killing station. Sounds cruel and a horrible thing to say, but it's the cruel, ugly truth. Most of the animal centres are ordered to put the animals down after 10 days if they're not claimed, and sometimes it happens a lot before then. Hard to find your animal. If you lose an animal, call AAA. If you don't know where your animal is, call AAA. If you want an animal, call AAA. And thank you everyone for supporting the animal centre as much as they can, and thank you.
No, thank you very much for having us.
Always a pleasure. Don't go away, because we'll be back with some more exciting people. In fact, another exciting woman in just a moment.
We are proud to present Zero to Hero. Never drink and drive.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hiya, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
So, welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
What a wonderful way to end up this week's programme than welcoming back the lovely Graciela Wayne. One of those people that are always just joyous to see. She's always bright and colourful, not just in the way she dresses, but in a personality that exudes energy, enthusiasm, and that yes I can spirit. Graciela, so lovely to see you again. You're you're a force of nature in Marbella, undeniably.
Thank you. And thank you for having me today here.
It's my pleasure.
Today we come with a different proposal.
Yeah, I know, Graciela. First of all, I met you the very first time when I came to record at a Rotary Benavis luncheon in Ramiro's restaurant.
Yeah.
And that was the first time, and you're just such a, again, force of nature, your personality. You were the founder member. You're such a, I don't want to say busybody, I call myself a, but such a capable person.
Thank you.
Wanting to make things happen. You're an architect.
Yeah.
Also involved in your proposal was accepted for the Gudeka
Yeah.
building, but that probably was on hold for COVID. Did something?
No, we ended up the building for Gudeka last week, and it was great. It was it's a beautiful building. If you want to, at some time we can go there and you can see the
Wonderful, because I know that was a big project, and I'm so happy that you've also got that down, and now embarking on even more things. You are the Vice President of AMUM, which is the Asociación de Mujeres Universitarias de Marbella. It's an association of university women in Marbella. So Ana Venegas is the president, and I was pleasantly surprised to hear now that you're the vice president.
That's it.
And I'm sure they grabbed you for that ability of yours to shake things up and get things moving.
Well, we tried our best because we started, all of us, the three of us, the new president, vice president, and secretary, with the COVID, and that was terrible. So we taught all our members to use Zoom during the COVID and by phone. Can you believe that? But this time I'm coming for a different thing, because as you know, we give scholarships every year to girls in Marbella, young girls that finish their high school with a very good, how do you say?
With a good level, yeah, good
level,
results.
Good results, but with the incomes from the family are less than 40,000 a year. So what happens? These girls get a scholarship from the government, but that money comes to them in January, and they cannot go to school to the university from September to December. And can you believe families prefer to send boys to the university rather than paying these 3 months to the girls? And of course, graduate women in Marbella think empowering women in our community is basic. You know, we've been declared an association of public utility. What does it mean? That our accounts are clear, they are published, and all the funds we get is just for these scholarships. And we need help, because last year we had to leave 23 girls without a scholarship. We gave 13.
That's very impressive.
It's very impressive.
But these scholarships are to tide them over until their funding comes in.
Yeah, it's only 2,000 per girl, but it's not, I mean, we need help from everybody.
How do you normally get the funding? By doing charity events and asking for donations?
We ask for donations. We have some seminars, classes on Zoom or public classes. We have cinema club, and we get little funding and we raise funds, but we need a lot more.
It seems like a very nice association for women who like to have their brains stimulated, cultural events, a lot of, as you say, book clubs, talking clubs, cinema clubs,
also
a lot of
concerts.
talks from interesting people, classical music, a lot of cultural appreciation.
Yeah, that's it. And we belong to the European line and to the international line, which is called GWI, Graduate Women International. So,
do members have to be university graduates?
Yes, most of them are, but some of them cooperate with us. But to be a complete member, you have to be a university graduate. So, and we try our best to get most of us, but we need help from outside.
How can we help specifically? What would you like us to do? To become members of the association, sponsors, friends, organize events?
Oh, wait. We have members from all over the world, many English-speaking members, but at the same time, we need them to give us some money, maybe, send us some funds, doesn't matter how much. 200 euros, 300 euros, whatever they can, or else they can give a scholarship, a full scholarship on someone's name, to remember someone, to help.
Scholarship, you mean there's 2,000 euros to keep them going until they get their government?
Yes, that's it.
So that includes their housing, I suppose, and their books and all the things they
do
need.
what they need. And we also give them, the students that get our scholarship, some classes on public speaking, on business, administration, and so.
So you guide them through as well to help them. It's difficult starting as a youngster in a university.
When you are 17, what can you do?
Yes.
And the worst thing is that many of these families prefer them to work in Marbella rather than go to the university. And they are such bunch of bright girls. So we are very happy. We already have given more than 50 scholarships in about 9 years. And some of the girls that got the scholarship now are members of our association.
Very rewarding, isn't it? It's heartwarming.
Absolutely.
To make a difference in a youngster's life is a unique opportunity, particularly if it's a positive difference. It's nice to give support and help them get on their way. It's really lovely to see you. Nice to know that you're part of AMUM now and that you're helping them raise funds to help youngsters from our city aspire to university and not miss out on the opportunity they do have. They've already got grants, they just need to cover the first few months, and I think it's fabulous that you guys have jumped. It's amazing that the legal system leaves this hole.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, if anyone wants to contact us, just take a look at our website, amum.es. It's easy. You'll find our phone number. Every information you want, you'll find it there.
Thank you so much. And you can always find Graciela Wayne always ready and willing to help you, whether it's from the Rotary Benavis, as an architect, helping charity,
Whatever needed.
whatever you need, that lady is here, always ready to stand up and help a cause. I remember speaking to you during lockdown when you did the talking conversation chat line through the Rotary for the elderly, also absolutely fabulous. So certainly a woman to watch, and always room for you on the programme.
Thank
always
you,
have
thank
my
you.
time and respect. And that's all we have time for this week. I hope you've enjoyed seeing who's who and what's what going down in Marbella now. All very interesting, lots for charity, lots to keep you busy socially, help you professionally. Remember to like and share the programme, please. Our guest messages very worthy, and it'd be nice if you help spread the word, because together we make a better city. And as Ali said at the beginning of the programme, which is exactly my thoughts, even if we do the same thing, we all do it differently. Each one of us puts our own special little twist, so we can collaborate together, support each other for the benefit of us all. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and remember to share the shows. Quick, easy link from my website, nicoleking.es, with links here to RTV Marbella website with recordings of Marbella Now, also to my weekly column in the Euro Weekly News, Marbella Moments, and a link to our Zero Hero website with a full, ever-increasing list of venues where you can get free soft drinks if you're the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to? Cuidados, take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye-bye.